Arabic literature is the writing, both prose and poetry, produced by writers in the Arabic language. The Arabic word used for literature is adab, which is derived from a meaning of etiquette, and which implies politeness, culture and enrichment. Arabic literature emerged in the 5th century, with only fragments of the written language appearing before then. The Quran, widely regarded by Muslims as the finest piece of literature in the Arabic language, would have the greatest lasting effect on Arabic culture and its literature. Arabic literature flourished during the Islamic Golden Age, but has remained vibrant to the present day, with poets and prose writers across the Arab world achieving increasing success. The Quran, the exemplar of classical literature, the Quran had a significant influence on the Arab language. The language used in it is called Classical Arabic, and while modern Arabic is very similar, the Classical has social prestige. Not only is the Quran the first work of any significant length written in the language, it also has a far more complicated structure than the earlier literary works, with its 114 surahs, which contain 6,236 ayat. It contains injunctions, narratives, homilies, parables, direct addresses from God, instructions and even comments on itself on how it will be received and understood. It is also, paradoxically, admired for its layers of metaphor as well as its clarity, a feature it mentions itself in Surah 16 to 103. The word Quran means recitation, and in early times the text was transmitted orally. The first attempt at an authentic written version, under the third rightly guided Caliph, Uthman, although it contains elements of both prose and poetry, and therefore is closest to saj or rhymed prose, the Quran is regarded as entirely apart from these classifications. The text is believed to be divine revelation and is seen by Muslims as being eternal or uncreated. This leads to the doctrine of ijaz or inimitability of the Quran, which implies that nobody can copy the work's style. Say, bring you then 10 chapters like unto it, and call whomsoever you can, other than God, if you speak the truth. 1113 This doctrine of ijaz possibly had a slight limiting effect on Arabic literature, prescribing exactly what could be written. Whilst Islam allows Muslims to write, read and recite poetry, the Quran states in the 26th surah that poetry which is blasphemous, obscene, praiseworthy of sinful acts or attempts to challenge the Quran's content and form is forbidden for Muslims. And as to the poets, those who go astray follow them. Do you not see that they wander about bewildered in every valley, and that they say that which they do not do, except those who believe and do good works and remember Allah much and defend themselves after they are oppressed, and they who act unjustly shall know to what final place of turning they shall turn back. 26 to 224-227 This may have exerted dominance over the pre-Islamic poets of the 6th century, whose popularity may have vied with the Quran amongst the people. There were a marked lack of significant poets until the 8th century. One notable exception was Hassan ibn Thabit, who wrote poems in praise of Muhammad and was known as the Prophet's poet. Just as the Bible has held an important place in the literature of other languages, the Quran is important to Arabic. It is the source of many ideas, allusions and quotes, and its moral message informs many works. Aside from the Quran, the Hadith or tradition of what Muhammad is supposed to have said and done are important literature. The entire body of these acts and words are called sunnah or way, and the ones regarded as sahih or genuine of them are collected into hadith. Some of the most significant collections of hadith include those by Muslim ibn al-Hajjaj and Muhammad ibn Ishmi al-Bukhari. The other important genre of work in Quranic study is the tafsir or commentaries. Arab writings relating to religion also includes many sermons and devotional pieces, as well as the sayings of Ali, which were collected in the 10th century as Nahj al-Balagha, or the Peak of Eloquence. Islamic scholarship, the research into the life and times of Muhammad, and determining the genuine parts of the Sunnah, was an important early reason for scholarship in or about the Arabic language. It was also the reason for the collecting of pre-Islamic poetry, as some of these poets were close to the Prophet, laboured actually meeting Muhammad and converting to Islam, and their writings illuminated the times when these events occurred. Muhammad also inspired the first Arabic biographies, known as al-Sirah al-Nabawiyah. The earliest was by Wahb ibn Munabi, but Muhammad ibn Ishaq wrote the best known. Whilst covering the life of the Prophet, they also told of the battles and events of early Islam and have numerous digressions on older biblical traditions. Some of the earliest work studying the Arabic language was started in the name of Islam. Tradition has it that the Caliph Ali, after reading a copy of Quran with errors in it, asked Abu al-Aswad al-Duali to write a work codifying Arabic grammar. Khalil ibn Ahmad would later write Kitab al-Ain, the first dictionary of Arabic, along with works on prosody and music, and his Persian pupil Sibawayh would produce the most respected work of Arabic grammar known simply as Al-Kitab, or the Book. Other caliphs exerted their influence on Arabic, with Abd al-Malik making it the official language for administration of the new empire, and al-Ma'mun setting up the Bayt al-Hikmah, or House of Wisdom, in Baghdad for research and translations. Basra and Kufa were two other important seats of learning in the early Arab world, between which there was a strong rivalry. The institutions set up mainly to investigate more fully the Islamic religion were invaluable in studying many other subjects. Caliph Hisham ibn Abd al-Malik was instrumental in enriching the literature by instructing scholars to translate works into Arabic. The first was probably Aristotle's correspondence with Alexander the Great, translated by Sam Abu al-Ala from the East, and in a very different literary genre. The Persian scholar Abdullah ibn al-Mukaffir translated the animal fables of the Panchatantra. These translations would keep alive scholarship and learning, particularly that of ancient Greece, during the Dark Ages in Europe, and the works would often be first reintroduced to Europe from the Arabic versions.